Let's talk about deployment, though. Why is there police stuff? Trying to make this whole notion of configuration management is kind of big in software now. The idea of ordered, repeatable steps that are scripted and deterministic and whatever, and you know they're going to work. And this, the dog comes from the idea of the perfect factory. The perfect factory runs by itself, and it has a security guard to keep people from breaking in, and it has a dog that will bite the security guard if he attempts to touch the factory and move any knobs or levers. So that's really what we're shooting for with deployment. We can deploy a website with one command. It's cap deploy. Cap is short for Capistrano. It's the name of a deployment tool that we use. So really, it's just that simple, and we can deploy multiple times a day. There's no ad hoc processes going on here. We type deploy. It runs some script that knows how to check the code out of source control, knows how to push it up to the server, knows how to restart the server, and can do multiple servers and multiple database servers. Can handle it all for you.
Right. Because it's scripted, we can do multiple deploys a day and always keep the client up to date on what the most recent build is. And we use EngineYard as much as possible for our deployments.
EngineYard is like a white glove hosting service. They handle everything for you. You know, they're not exactly cheap, but they're worth every penny because you don't want to hire a system in. This goes back to the first slide. We just want to develop. We just want to do what we do. So everything else we push out into the cloud or we push out to other people. So EngineYard is a perfect example of that. We love those guys. They're very smart. They can set up your database for you. They can actually tweak your code for you. They can look at performance issues for you. They'll handle all that stuff because you just want to write code. You don't want to be a sysadmin. Right. And if you're not going to use EngineYard, we will use Amazon EC2. You want to talk about that?
Amazon's Elastic Cloud Service. It works fine. It is you wind up creating an image of a Rails stack, and then you can just spin up these images as much as need be.
You can very quickly just ask Amazon, say, I want a Linux server, and they're like, okay. And then you got one. You got it. You got a server to test on.
And it handles your scaling in the box. If you do need to scale, you can just spin up new instances with EC2.
The notion of staging, we use staging when we want to present a website to one of our clients. It goes from development to staging to production. Staging is where we'll do our integration, make sure everything works, and do our double checks before it goes live. Oh, and one other point I want to make, you're deploying to staging multiple times a day or at least multiple times a week. So when it comes time for your big, scary, nail-biting production deployment, it's just cap deploy, production. That's it. It's no different.
Your staging environment emulates your production environment entirely. So it's pretty much the same thing.
So no more phone calls at 2 a.m., right?
Right.